All right, I'm Chris Termbus, Livestock World here in the bullpen. This is our first edition. I'm really fortunate to have Wade Rodgers here with us as our first guest. As you like to say, the bull stops here. Wade, thanks for joining us here. Obviously, I know you guys are awful busy this spring, lots of calves on the ground and getting ready to hit the road. For those that aren't as quite familiar with your program as those maybe here in Iowa, can you give us a bit of a backstory on how you became to be so successful in the business?
You bet. Thanks, Chris. It's a pleasure being here. I started out just had a passion for livestock ever since I started. Love showing. Never could really even win my county fair when I showed, but I always had the passion to do it, and that's probably why I'm still doing it, because I never did maybe get along as good when I showed. So it always kept the drive in me to kind of keep going, and I went to college for a year and met some of the right people. Met for sure some of the right people coming up through it. I went and worked for Mark Kopus there for like 4.5 years. Kind of come back home there and just figured I'd just do or die, Started off on my own. Kind of lived in an apartment and just started trading out of a barn that I rented, and everything just kind of escalated from there. It's been probably pretty close to right at 10 years ago or so.
Definitely very quick rise to fame, I guess you might say.
Oh, yeah.
I know we talked there a little bit earlier. I know you said some of those people that were really influential in your progression. I think one you mentioned in particular was Tracy Goretzky, but I don't know if you might want to sort of talk about how you've worked with him over the years.
Yeah, he's been real good. I bought probably the first calf that I ever bought. I was a senior in high school. I bought from Tracy. And he's kind of helped me out through a lot of things coming up through it, and been pretty influential. And we're still good friends, and we're getting ready to leave here this evening to go out to Ohio and stuff and go look at calves. And we kind of do that every year. We do some business and stuff still together. So he's been good guy.
Like I said, you're getting ready to hit the road to go to Ohio. I'm sure you're obviously going through Illinois and Indiana. Will you be making calf visits throughout the week?
Yeah, I had several people call wanting semen and stuff, and anybody that is wanting that or wanting me to look at some of the calves that they got that they think are pretty nice, it could work, for what I'm looking for. They sure can holler at me, or we'll be through there. They usually call, or we kind of make our routine stops and stuff every year. So
definitely, for sure. Obviously, I know you guys got quite a few popular bulls there in your bull battery. I saw there at your place you got your tank ready to go. This today. I know I know a lot of these bulls are collection to collection, but if you don't mind, tell us some of those bulls you will have with you.
I'll have Walks Alone. He's kind of my bull that kind of got me started in this whole deal. Believe in Me, one and only. And then I got several new bulls this year. There's Two-Tone, High and Mighty, crowd favorite 1 and 2. I got a Hereford Mark bull called Deadliest Catch. I got a couple bulls that were a little shy on semen right now, that hard whiskey and stuff like that, but I won't have any of that with me. But some of the other ones I kind of stocked up there last Friday to take with me when I go out there. So.
Definitely, for sure. Obviously, got a chance to look around your place today. I've been on the road here quite a bit the last few days looking around at these calves. I guess obviously first calf crowd for Believe in Me, certainly the crowd favorite from Denver a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on those first calves at this point in your mind? Obviously, I know they look good at your place, but seen anything else?
I haven't been around. I've been around just a handful of places. I really like those calves. They're really complete. They come nice. Some guys, maybe was just thinking they would be a little bit stouter at birth, and now that they've gotten 2-3 weeks old, they really like them. And a lot of them are ordering, twice as much as what they got last year, so he's really taken off for us. So.
Definitely. I guess for those that are looking maybe to think about using Believe in Me this spring, how would you recommend that you breed him? What kind of cows are working best, or just in your mind on how he's built, where you think he's best placed?
Like Walks Alone, he probably works more like the full flush line of genetics. I would say Believe in Me works a little more like Heat Wave. He's going to throw them probably. He throws pretty consistent hair, really good hip. He throws them just maybe a little bit better at the ground than Walks Alone. He maybe just seems like the calves are just a little bit more consistent. Just pretty dang nice calves.
Obviously, I got a chance to see one and only there today at your place. He looks awful good for a double clean baldy. I guess no, he's certainly done well. Any thoughts on how a guy might plug him in being double clean?
He works kind of, like you would think those clean bulls work on those PHA and TH cows. he's kind of a bull that's got some extension to him, as you've probably seen today, and you know, really good hipped, really good at the ground. Just probably needs spread to something a little more compact and TH or PHA.
Definitely,
Carrier.
for sure. Obviously, I know you got, like you said, some new bulls this year. Got your new catalog out. I've seen those all over the place.
Yeah.
Those new bulls, obviously, I guess Blaze of Glory, unfortunately,
Yeah.
not gonna get a really good shot, but I know you got quite a few more that you're really fired up on.
Yeah.
Just to go through some of those, like Hard Whiskey and crowd favorite, Walk the Line, Deadliest Catch, a few of those. Any of those in particular that you might recommend how to use those bulls for this spring?
Yeah, and Two-Tone that Walks Alone Son, he's kind of one of my favorites I got out. Everybody that goes by the stud really likes that bull. He's for Walks Alone, he's huge bodied and compact and still really nice necked. And I just acquired a new bull, Man Amongst Boys. It's a Monopoly son. There's a lot of people that really like those calves, no more than he got used. He maybe just add just a little bit more power and meat in them. And there's several bulls I think will work. Those Charolais bulls, I think he'll breed on kind of those more compact type of cows, you know, with that half-blood Charolais in there. The Hereford, he's been real hot. That Deadliest Catch, there's been a lot of people wanting to just try him here and there, and I could see him working. He's really complete, really big bodied, really sound. Maybe like to lengthen his neck just a little, but it's clean, just lengthen it just a little bit. But.
Definitely, for sure. Obviously, I know you guys have a couple sales in the fall selling prospects.
Yeah.
Obviously, getting ready to hit the road to go look for some calves, probably for those sales.
Yeah.
For those folks that have calves, I guess just give you a shout to come take a look when you're out there on the road.
Yeah, you got something out of one of our bulls. We sure love to come and look. I can't promise we'll make it everywhere, but I try to make it as many places as I got. We got a lot of stuff going on all through the year. It seems like we're always pretty busy and stuff. So.
I think you usually have a sale there on the 15th of October every year.
Yeah.
And then I think one there a little bit later. But I know you said you want to talk a little about your sort of calf buyback program and so forth, how you try to go out there and obviously support those producers that utilize your sires and so forth. I know obviously you'll buy calves out of anything if they're good enough.
Right,
but,
right. I'll buy them out of anything. I mean, that's one thing about my place. We like quality there. I mean, we try not to be too discriminatory against anybody's bull or anything like that. We just try to buy the best of what we can, and we're just thankful that people would want to use some of our bulls for us to come buy them and bet on their calves in their sale and stuff like that. So
obviously, I know you said that you sort of learn from the ground up. For those that are interested in the business that want to get better, obviously, you probably won't give all your trade secrets away, but what are some thoughts, I guess, for maybe some of those junior exhibitors that are trying to get ready for these summer state fairs and shows that might maybe have some insight on how to maybe do a better job of getting those cattle ready?
And that's one thing my dad probably instilled in me when I was young that I probably didn't realize at the time. He's been pretty influential for me as I age and progress and look back. But he, you know, I couldn't always understand why we were working as hard as we were all the time and stuff, and I didn't have a whole lot of time for school activities, which, you know, looking back on it now, it's a major deal of probably what I am today. You know, that's one thing I would suggest to the youth out there, to keep their head down and nose to the grindstone and just keep working, because I'm a big believer hard work does always pay off.
Obviously, as you said, you're going to Ohio here this week. After that, obviously, I think you'll probably hit the road some more. Can you give us some schedule updates on where you'll be throughout the next 60 days?
Yeah, I'll probably go out to Ohio, and then I'll come back home and spend a little time with the family, and then probably go through Nebraska, maybe dip down into Kansas just a little bit, and then to Colorado and up into Wyoming. Then by that time I usually come home and I'll have some cows to breed there for a week, and then maybe go up into South Dakota and up in there.
Obviously, at your place, I got a chance, like I said, to look around today. I guess for Rodgers Cattle Company, where some of the major sires you use, obviously I know you'll use your bulls, but any particular bull you're going to use the heaviest? Or?
I'm probably going to try Believe in Me quite a bit. I probably should have used a little bit more of him than I did. I'm one just like a lot of people on the new bulls. You know, you kind of like to wait and see what the calves are going to look like, and I used him on some pretty nice cows, and he turned out pretty good, and I'm going to flush some cows and do some stuff like that, so.
Probably
Yeah.
sink in pretty good, believe
Yeah.
me, certainly.
Yeah.
Can't blame you there. They looked awful nice at your place. I guess as far as the fall sales are concerned, I know you have the one October 15th, and then I think you have round 2. But if you don't
Yeah.
mind, can you talk a little about your female sale that you
Yeah,
guys have there?
the
with
first class female sow we have with me, Brad Smith, Chris Rosa, and Nick Ryman. We sell generally 100 to 200 head of breds and cows in that sale. A few genetic packages. It's really progressed for us, and it's something that I'm going to try and maybe lean towards as I progress in my deal, just to try to produce and find females for guys out there to raise them. I mean, that's probably my biggest thing that I enjoy in this deal, is raising them. It's fun for me, you know. It's a challenge. I mean, a tough challenge. It's really hard to raise one, and a lot of guys out there that are raising them know how hard it really is to raise one that's worth some money, because I mean, it's not a perfect deal, and it takes a lot of trial and error to get one that's really nice. So
definitely. I know as we were riding through the cows today there at your place, you were pointing out a few that were either half siblings or closely related to some of those females that you sold in the past.
Yeah.
I know obviously there's been a lot of success. There's any maybe customer spotlights or cattle in particular you guys have sold that have really gone out and done great for some of those customers?
There's quite a bit. Adam Pryor's bought several out of there. There's a guy, Brett Foster from Indiana. He's bought some really nice stuff out of there. Brian Hannon of Donor Solutions, he's bought some. I mean, there's a lot of people that's bought a lot of. I mean, that's just a very few handful of people that's bought some out of there, but there's a lot of people that's had a lot of success with some of the stuff, and that's really neat to see as you go out and look at their cows and stuff like that. So
I guess obviously I know a lot of your main AI sires are very geared towards the steer market, but I know obviously you've got Doc as a more maternal type bull. I know obviously that he's deceased, but I know there's still some semen out there. I guess is that sort of one of the main maternal sires that you'll be using this spring, or any other bulls you might recommend? Or?
I really like those Doc females for an Angus. You know, they don't take away the hair of the bone for the clubby deal, and they calve pretty easy. Hopefully this hard whiskey deal will kind of get turned around. He kind of went through a bout here where he ain't freezing semen, but hopefully that'll get turned back around where a guy can get some of that. I know John Griswold, he's sure going to want to try quite a bit of that, he said, on his deal, if we can get him turned around and producing again. So
That's certainly probably not a bad thing to get John
no,
trying one of them bulls.
He's kind of an icon in the deal.
He's definitely got a great set of cows that certainly can help them bulls get along. But obviously a lot of folks, before you really got majorly involved in the bull business, are familiar with all those champions you've sold over the years. Obviously, I know you guys, as you said, try to have quality at your place, but as far as all your years in the business, any calves in particular that sort of still stand out to you as ones that you really enjoyed working on over the years?
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 of my favorites. I had a steer that Bart Stromberger showed there. Jordan, she showed the calf. He was reserved at Kansas City there. I had grand champion last year at Kansas City with a walks alone calf that I always really liked that calf. He was raised by Garrett Hartwell there in South Dakota, and he was one that I really liked, and kind of special to have one out of your own bull, you know, that does pretty good. And then there's a couple, 3 of them there that won the state fair at Iowa. That, you know, that deal there is pretty tough. You know, if you come watch it, it's tough, and we was fortunate to do good there a couple, 3 years in a row. So
certainly, you guys I think have won it there quite a few times in the last decade, but obviously I know it's still early, and you probably got some cattle out there you think got a chance, but you got a few good ones around these Midwestern states this year.
Yeah, we hope so. We got a really nice walks alone steer out there in Indiana that Martin family's showing. I think he'll be a competitor in the end, and there's 4 or 5 really nice calves in Iowa. I've got some really super good families in Iowa that have been good to work with, and they do an awesome job taking care of them. And, so we just hope for the best and kind of see how we'll get along.